Welcome aboard. My name is John, so you can give me a holler when you have to. So very basically, whenever you're working with our software, what you always need to do, and again, I might be covering things that you already have learned, but again, I'll cover things that you may not have learned too. So just as I said, jot down anything, and when I stop, just give me a holler so I can answer questions for you. All right, so right off the bat, anytime we're working in our software, you always have to open up the customer that you're working with in NAPA. And basically today we're going to work with Nash Carey today. And basically, as you can see, they're in. Also, I like to do a little scenario here, and that's going to help you follow along and see how you can use the software to your benefit too. So Nash is in for an oil change today, and you can see also check the alignment and a number of other things, air filter, and also we're offering a winter inspection that we're doing right now. And all this stuff is stuff that he's commonly in for. But we want to get down to talking about Lube Sticker Pro. I have it right down next to my NAPA icon right down here on my bar here, so I can start it up right here and click on it and open up the window. And if I don't have an odometer in mileage today, if I don't have a repair order open, one of the things you're going to see is a red bar up here across here telling you that there's not a repair order open or mileage hasn't been put in. It's really imperative that you do that, because what happens is we're calculating the actual driving of your customer per day. So this person here is only driving 32 miles a day, but if you have a customer that runs on the road all the time and does 100 miles a day, well, it's going to change the way our software interacts with them and bring them back a lot sooner. So it's imperative that you have that mileage in there, and that's one of the big advantages to it. I'm going to take you for a tour of the main screen here to show you some of the things that are going on. But before I do that, I always like to approach it from the technician point of view. I learned to be a tech by taking things apart and putting things back together. So I like to take a look underneath the hood and then come back here and explain all this. As you may already know that you can print key tags using this software too. And as you can see, it's going to gather this information right out of the customer's documentation. The only caveat to that is that you can only use the sticky paper stickers. You can't use the clear Klingon ones and whatnot, because they're not going to stick around the actual keys. So just keep that in mind. In the world of settings, there's quite a bit of stuff that can happen in here that's going to make your software work a lot better for you. First thing I like to point out is the blue question marks. Wherever they are, if you click on them, they're going to give you information that's customized right to the page that you're working on. So when we're done here, if you have to go back and check things out, you can easily go through and navigate that and see what's going on. So that's one of the great methods of helping you. The first screen that we have here is Lube Sticker Pro. And Lube Sticker Pro is the general settings. And here we do a number of things. The preset interval that we have right now is the one that gives you the choices of 3 types of oil. And it's up to you to use them. And if you wish, you can change them as easy as selecting and typing in what you want. You can also change the mileage and the dates between each oil change as easy as just selecting there. If your shop serves a special oil like Valvoline oils or something like that, and you have special names to them, you can easily put them in there also. So that's one of the big benefits that we give you, is being able to actually customize that. Some shops today are forced and have to follow the OEM. So if you click on this little drop-down menu to the right-hand side here, you're going to see the manufacturer recommended interval here. And if you click on that, you're going to find that you've lost all capability of changing this. And we hit save and close. What our software is going to do now is whenever you open up a vehicle and you're going to print a lube sticker out, it's automatically going to go online with the VIN number and find out what the manufacturer recommended intervals, mileage, and time is, and calculate that automatically. So some shops and some states and stuff like that are now required to do that, and they're very nervous about doing it any other way. That's an option that's available to you if you wish to go that way. But we can go back to our interval section. And one of the things you may have noticed is I hit that save and close when I went back to the main screen. Any changes that I make here, Scott, I have to be sure that I save and close, or it'll all go away when I close the window down up here. Categories. Hopefully in your NAPA system, your software, you've got your categories set up and you're using them properly. And what I mean by that is the category, basically, you can think of it like a file folder or a box or something of that sort, that as you do service throughout, as you do service throughout the day, the month, the week, you can be recording how many oil changes and whatnot you're doing. And at the end of the month, if you're using these categories right, you should be able to run a number of reports to see how well you're doing. Some shops, unfortunately, dump everything into what they call a maintenance file or something of that sort. And the problem with that is you can't run any accurate reports. So just keep that in mind. And if you're not doing that yet, you can go ahead and make changes using Report Pro to start fixing your categories and make that work better. Pretty straightforward. We can choose miles or kilometers just by down dropping that menu and clicking on what we want. And these boxes, all the boxes that are checked mean that we are applying that of which is said to the right of it. So here we're allowing our software, the Lube Sticker Pro, to look at the vehicle history to calculate the date. This one selected is for those customers that don't drive 1,000 miles a year or less. You don't want to wait 3 years before you hit that 3,000 mile mark if they're using the good oil. So here it's going to push the days over the actual time, over the actual mileage. Rounding odometer to the nearest 100, well, basically all that does is round up or down to the nearest 100 to make your stickers look a little nicer. And the auto exit program, this is what when you click print and the window goes away, with this selected, that's what's going to happen. If you deselect this and you click print, the Lube Sticker Pro window is going to hang out there. But convenience-wise, having it go away when you click print's the best way to go. And here, theme, you got a light theme or a dark theme, and very basically this is all it does. Again, you see I hit that save and close, and it just darkens the screen. So no big deal there. Appointments. Well, the software, when you click that print button, is automatically going to start setting appointments. When this box is selected, that's what's going to happen when you click there. And it's going to put this note in that appointment, automated oil change. And we want it that way so we know which appointments are being set by the software and which one might be set by your service advisor or employees, etc. Shop open. If your shop is only open Monday through Friday, be sure you do not have Saturday or Sunday selected. And if they're not selected, no appointments are going to be made that day. If you're open on Saturdays, click it. Mondays are a busy day because of tow-ins and all whatnot that happens over the weekend. You can deselect it. So whatever day is selected here is the day that we're going to make appointments for. Starting schedule. Well, if your technicians start work at 8 o'clock, do you want your first appointment showing up at 8 o'clock? No. So let's preload that shop by opening our doors and telling our software to start making appointments as early as 7:30. And the thing about this is a lot of people say, well, that's not good. Well, if your customer gets used to the fact that they can be the first person in, we can make an appointment at 7:30, and that they'll probably be in the shop working at 8 o'clock, they'll be more than happy to do that. And on the flip side, if you have technicians that start seeing some gravy work coming in because it's hooked up to these appointments, they're going to start work a little earlier, so you boost your efficiency and you make your customers a lot happier, and sometimes you can even get a job out the door before 8 o'clock. Which, it doesn't always happen, but it's a possibility. Next pointer is how long do you want to give those techs for each oil change? We got a half hour put in there. How many oil changes do you want to be done? Well, we're setting it at 8 at this point. And here, how much time between each oil change do we want? So if our first appointment's 7:30, our next appointment's going to be 7:45. This one here, maximum appointments per time slot, it's a little confusing, but basically all it is how many appointments per bay do you have. If you have a shot with 2 bays, it's going to now double all this up here. You're going to have 2 7:30s. You're going to have 16 appointments a day, but they will still be 15 minutes apart. But it's going to treat each bay individually what's up above there. So it's basically, they should change that terminology. Ooh, 21's not going to work. Change that to bays. You're going to see that we've already provided you with all the fixed holidays for the next 10 years in this little box here. Now, if your shop's closed for something, for whatever it might be, or some shops, as we know, are closed between Christmas and New Year's this year, you can add all those dates in to make sure that your customer is not going to be getting a reminder that there's an appointment during the day that you're closed. And as easy as doing this, hitting the Add button, and you got 2 methods of doing this. You can go up here to this drop-down menu, and let's say, for example, a great date that I want to have off is probably my birthday this year, so March 8th, and hit OK, and you'll see it appears right at the bottom of the list here. And it's that easy. You can only add 1 day at a time, so if I wanted to take that week off, I would have to add each individual day one at a time. And of course, my boss ain't going to be happy about it, so I can remove it as easy as doing that. Recommendations. When you click that print button and it sets the appointment, we not only want to do that, but we also want to auto add a recommendation right into the recommendation screen in our NAPA system. We want to start building up all these recommendations and have the software do it automatically for us. So it's not only going to be setting that appointment, it's going to put a recommendation in there, so when the customer prints out the repair order, the recommendation should show up there when their next oil change is going to be due. And what's important about this one screen here, if you've been using our software for a while, this is the terminology it's putting in for that recommendation. This down here, when I do an oil change today that was based on a previous oil change, an appointment being made, this being selected is going to take that out. So the point I'm making here is if you decide to change that terminology, which some shops do, this delete all recommendations will not work because it's looking for the exact terminology. So basically, this screen, just leave it be. It's going to automatically set that recommendation in the documentation for you, and it's going to delete the old one as we click on and do a new one. So here's the big screen. In advanced scheduling, I can go into this screen here, and I can build in all my canned jobs. All right, canned jobs are jobs that you have built in your management system that, just a couple clicks away, you can add them right to the repair order or estimate as you're developing it. Well, we make those things worth a lot more. What we're doing here is building in a whole lot of canned jobs. Now, in Pennsylvania, where I'm from and where I'm talking to you from, we have a state inspection. So I can go in there and build a canned job for the inspection just like this and choose that canned job. Now, I can assign a mileage and a days interval, but because the inspection is once a year, regardless of mileage, I'm going to put a 0 in there. Now, if it's something that had to be done every 12,000 miles, I would put 12,000 there, but 0 is what it's got to be here. Okay, so when I put that 0 in there, it's going to ignore that, and it's going to look at the day interval. And as you can see, I got 360 here, and the reason for that is I know inevitably some of my customers are going to come in a day or two expired. I don't want to give them the chance to blame it on me, so I make sure I build a 5-day window in there. But what's nice about this is we can set this up that when we do that inspection today, and there's an oil change related to it, it's automatically going to set that appointment for next year. Auto add a recommendation, it's going to put it right in the recommendations along with that oil change, and we can write out whatever we wish here, inspect vehicle, whatever it is, PA inspection, whatever, add the appointment and put in the time that we're required, and voila, just like that. So you can populate this list with as many items as you wish. And as you can see, four-wheel alignment, we're asking every well, I don't know, 366, but every 12,000 miles or 365 days, that car should be back for an alignment. Brake flush, we're looking about every 2 years. So you can set all these things up. And here's what happens. I told you today's customer's in for a number of these items. They're in for the alignment. They're in for an air filter. They're in for inspection. They're in for a winter digital inspection for the vehicle. All these things are here. So when I print today's sticker, it's going to look at all these items, and it's going to not only set an appointment, but it's going to put all these recommendations right in the system, and it's going to send out a reminder a week in advance to the customer to come back for all this work to be done, and we're pre-setting that appointment a year in advance. Our experience here at Bolt-On is many shops, 2 weeks out, that's as far as your appointments are. Well, we're now starting to give you the chance to go years out. Well, think about this. Struts and shocks. Many manufacturers say at 50,000 miles or 5 years, the struts and shocks OEM should be replaced. Well, an average age of a car at 11 and a half years right now, if you do struts and shocks now, there's a very good chance if you work with this customer and keep them, coming back, if we build those advanced scheduling with those struts and shocks and put in 5 years and 50,000 miles, the reminder is going to come up that it's time to look at them and possibly do them again. And with 11 years, there's a very good chance that that's going to happen. So you populate all this. As you do the jobs on today's work and future work, and we set appointments with that work by doing the Lube Sticker Pro Click and print that tag out, that sticker, we're automatically populating our calendar with a whole lot of other things. I'm going to show you exactly how well that works. All right, here on the printer, you're going to see my screen's pretty blank because I do demonstrations. I'm not hooked up to anything, but here's what I suggest that you do on this screen is just go to printer screen and copy down your what they have in here. And the reason for that is because once in a while Windows might burp or something might happen, and suddenly you're not communicating and printing to your printer. Well, if you have this stuff written down or copied somewhere, you can just fill it back in and get back up in business really quick. So this should already be set and running if everything's good to go. And as I said, the only thing you should do with this is copy it and put it in a safe place. And then if you have an issue, just go back there and copy all the information and fill it back in. You're up and running again. Again, any changes made at any, and you don't have to do it all at the end. You can do it screen, move here, hit save and close, and you're finished. So now that we have an idea what's going on underneath the hood, let's take a look what happens up top. So now we're up in the big screen here. So I've been telling you some of the stuff that's going on in the background, but check this out. For example, we're in that oil change where we can sell the 3 different types of oil, and you'll see as I move, because of the way I've programmed it in the background, how the oil change, the odometer, and date all change. So again, you can name these batteries good oil, batteries better oil, batteries best oil, whatever you want to put in there. You can do that, so you can build value into whatever brands you're selling. Down here, when you're printing lube stickers, and if you do key tags too, why not have a little warning that you're running out? So you can click down here, and when you get the new batch, just put it in there. So maybe you got 300 stickers today. Hit OK, and what happens every time you click that button, the number goes away. So hopefully when you get down to 50 or something, someone goes, yo, we need more stickers. So you won't run out of them.
Right.
There's oil reset procedures. I'm really big because there's nothing worse than doing a great job on a customer's car and then having them come back a week later with the maintenance minder on. We provide you with this here. When you click on this, if the vehicle in the background is one that's equipped with a maintenance minder light, and you mind this is an 05 truck, so it may not be equipped, a lot of times it's automatically going to see that. But if it doesn't, all you need to do is go in here and find out what you're looking for here. Oh, there it is. I just pulled it right up. It automatically pulls it right up there, and this is the way you reset that maintenance minder. So the only reason that it didn't get done is because somebody forgot to do it, which isn't good either, but at least you're a step ahead of the ball. And what I like to do with this is I copy it where I can print it right here, or I can go down on my notes and I can paste it right there. And every time I get my repair order, I can open it up, and there it is. It's right there, easy for me to look at. So that's a very cool little tool to keep in mind.
Can you show me again how you did that, how you pasted that?
Right here? All right.
Yeah.
Oil reset procedure. It should pull the vehicle across, but occasionally it's not going to. Click on that. It opens up your window. I chose Chevrolet because that's what I have in the background here. It pulls up a Venture. It's a 2005. I'm going to copy this. And what I'm doing is right copying, hitting on the thing, where I can hit Control-C, close the window, and go down to here, my notes, and paste it right in.
Yeah, perfect.
And that's a great thing because that can stay on this here, or if you can get it hooked up to the vehicle itself in the vehicle notes, that'll be a great thing. It'll always be there. But you can always look it up very easily, too. So you show whoever's doing your oil changes, if it's you or somebody else, it's a very easy thing to use. As you can see, it supports all these different makes and models, too. So don't be afraid to look in there and see what's up there. Not everybody support it, but we got a big chunk of the market already. All right, here. Let's say you did print a sticker and the machine ate it, or you printed a lube sticker and it got lost or damaged or whatever, and you want to print another one. Well, as you can see, this box down here is automatically checked on, because I was explaining to you that when we hit that print button, we're going to be doing a lot more things than doing a sticker. If I need to print a second sticker, do I want to do all those things twice, like set another appointment and do more recommendations and whatnot? No. So if a sticker gets boogered somehow, I can click here and shut this off and then hit print, and it's going to print me a new sticker without resetting appointments or double setting appointments, etc. So that's a good little thing to be aware of. And also you can see when you mouse over and leave the mouse there, it tells you that unchecking that will temporarily turn off those appointments and recommendations. Okay? This weight screen. If you have a vehicle where a customer requests a specific weight, or they have a very special oil they want to use, you can put the weight in there and it's going to stay with this vehicle after you hit print. So let's say this customer has a 0W20 oil in there, And then you go here and say they like to use a certain brand. So maybe they don't want your good, best, or better, and they want you to go out and get Barney's oil. You get a purple oil. You put that in there. You put in the interval that the oil calls for, and let's say in this case it's 12,000 miles, and let's say it's 365 days. And we hit OK. You just created your own oil for this specific car because it's going to stay with this vehicle. And you know the weight is, and you know what the oil type is. So when you're setting up appointments, you can always look ahead and see if you need to order any special oil or anything for that customer. Also notice that up here, it's automatically calculated the new date and everything based on the information that I put in. So let's say, before I hit that magic print button and do all the stuff I've been talking about, that the car is in today, and we're not doing an oil change. But maybe we're doing other work on the vehicle that I set up in that screen. Well, this calendar button here is what we're going to do. We don't want to print another sticker because our software is going to think we did an oil change. But what we're going to do here is do that other work. For example, I mentioned struts. Let's say the car came in this week and you said, hey, you need struts, but you had to go order them. And the car comes back next week. When you put those struts on, you have the repair order open in the background. You click up here, that's what's going to automatically set that strut appointment for 5 years, 50,000 miles down the line without doing another oil change print. All right, so here we go. We've talked about basically everything underneath the hood and what's going on, but we still haven't hit that button. So first things I want to show you is when I get over here and go to my recommendations, you'll notice it's empty. And I can go to the calendar too and show you that there's no date set for the future of this vehicle. But watch this. With all that stuff that I just showed you and how it works, when I hit print, it's going to print a sticker. And if you're using the right printer, we can get your logo and stuff on there. And at the same time, what it's done in the background is set those recommendations. And there they are. There's our winter inspection, air filter, oil change, and the vehicle inspection, all automatically set up for next January. So I actually just set a soft appointment for my customer to come back next year for their inspection. They come back every year. This is a great way to remind them that it's up there. Also, when we go up to the calendar and we jump a year ahead, where's that button? We go to 2018. There it is. I've already put in the information and everything ready for next year's appointment. Right there. Sorry, I should have clicked off of that. So you see how important the software is? It's really more for maintenance minding. And what it's going to do is look at all the jobs. And you see that automated term and all that stuff that shows up in there? It's going to automatically put this in your system as a soft appointment. 1 week in advance of that appointment, your customer is going to get a text message. And when they see it, if they can make it, they hit the letter C on their phone and send that back. And this will all of a sudden have the word confirmed put in front of it in brackets. And when you look at your schedule, you're going to see that this vehicle is ready to go. You're going to see that the customer's confirmed that appointment and be prepared for them to show up. I mean, can you beat that with a stick? All right, and this is one of the reasons why I like to take the time and going through this stuff, because a lot of it gets missed when you get the software and whatnot. So that's Lube Sticker Pro. As you can see, there's a lot more to it than just doing the Lube stickers. And if you do all your homework in the background and get all that stuff set up, it's great. And here's another fact for you. Your recommendations that fall within 45 days before and 45 days after that appointment are all going to be pulled together. So like, for example, 5 years down the line, if we did that on those struts and that customer comes back again, it's going to see that the struts were done 5 years ago. And in addition to everything here that we should be doing once a year, the struts are going to come up too in that appointment. So let's move forward, because you learned a lot about Lube Sticker Pro. Let's go into Message Manager, because that's the other part we have to cover. And again, with Message Manager, this is a big change for your shop and where you communicate with a customer. Well, you should be introducing your customers to the fact that you're now using these products, because you want to have that conversation with them. So what I'm going to show you is how, using Message Manager, you might want to approach your customers a little bit differently, because not only do we want to set those appointments automatically, we want to save time in communicating with our customers. So New Message is the first button here. This is an open format, which means I basically type in any phone number I want to use. 215-327-7588. Put any phone number in here, and I call my shop, my imaginary shop, JB Automotive. So what I'm going to do today is when this customer's come in, of course, spell better too. But when this customer comes in and I'm talking to them and I'm using the bolt-on software and I want to make sure that they're aware that I want to communicate this way, I'm going to actually open this new message up and hit send and send them that text message. And you know it's probably going to happen, even though they're there talking to you, aren't they going to look at their phone when it buzzes? Definitely. So here's what you're going to do now. You just sent that message. If this is the first time your customer is in your shop and it's the first time you're sending a message through our software, their phone's going to buzz and they're going to look at it and they're going to see JB Automotive. But on top of that, if their phone's equipped, they're going to be able to see what we call a V card. All of your shop information is now going to be right on their phone. So let's say you're talking to the customer and you say, okay, Mr. Smith, I just want to let you know that we're going to use text now. Now, if a customer says no, you don't have to do any of this. You just carry on with your regular old business. But you're going to find more and more people are going to be appreciative of text, and you too will be, because watch. When I send that text to the customer, they get it, they look at their phone, and I go, yep, that's my shop, and I want to let you know we're using text to contact you now. And since you just got that V card with all my shop information, let's put me right in your contacts here. And the customer might be going, why? Well, your car's going to be here all day. You want it back at 5, right? Customer says yes. Well, here's the deal. If I send you a text, you're going to be able to look and see it's from my shop. You're going to be able to see what the message is, and aren't you going to be able to respond faster than me calling and leaving a message on your voicemail? And as you know, the customer is going to agree with that because in a meeting they can take a quick look at their phone and go, yeah, do it, whatever. So yes, the customer lets you put the name of your shop and everything right in their phone, and now you're in their contacts. And here's the other thing. We're now going to send, Mr. Smith, we're going to send reminders out 7 days in advance of your next appointment and let you know that your appointment's coming up. And when that message comes on your phone, it's going to come up over under JB Automotive. And what you're going to do is send back the letter C to confirm it, and your appointment's set. Now, if that appointment time doesn't work for you, not a problem. Just send us a text back to give you a call or tell us when it's better, and we'll change the appointment for you. Now, check this out. I have a repair order open in the background, Carrie Nash or Nash Carrie. I hit quick message, and automatically my software is going to pull that information, that phone number from that repair order. And let's say Carrie's a person that's real finicky. They're waiting for their car today, and they're constantly checking in and saying, geez, you know, when's it going to shop, when are you going to do it, whatever. Well, maybe I can send a message right to them, tell them that the vehicle's in the shop. See how down here I have this pre-built message? So I send the guy across the street, get a cup of coffee. I send this. This is your shop name here. And, you know, we're looking at, there's your truck name. It's been customized. Hit click and send. I just sent that message, and that customer's not going to be bothering me for a little while because now they know their vehicle's in the shop. Right. So that's a great thing. All right. Let's talk about that car we ordered the struts for. The car left, struts come in. You remember the customer's name, but you don't remember their number. So you just punch in their last name, and it goes right through your database, and you see it's Smith, Casey Smith. Double click on here. Go here. Parts in. Casey, your parts are in. Please call, and you can put your shop name and everything. Click send. You just sent them the reminder so they can set that appointment up. Okay. Wait. Work orders. You're at the end of the day, and maybe you have an invoice or something here, and you're all done. Customer already knows how much it costs. Customer already knows that you're going to complete the job. All you have to do is double click on it. Open up this quick template message. Vehicle pickup. Customizes, hey, your vehicle's here, blah, 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 your shop name and number. Hit send, and now that customer's out of your way. Calendar. How many appointments do you have set up for today that you maybe have missed? And I'm sorry, I usually set this up in advance, but I didn't. But usually you have 1 or 2 appointments laying out there. Oops, here we go. We have Helen Arthur didn't show up for their appointment today. Well, using the calendar, you can go forward and backwards. You just saw me do. Double click. Open up this quick template, and you can send a missed appointment message to that person. Sorry, you know you missed your appointment on such and such. Give us a call so we can reset that click and send. Remember all those recommendations that Blue Sticker Pro is automatically putting in the system for you? Right. We can actually go through the calendar day by day and find those recommendations here, and of course is going to Give it a second to catch up. But here's the thing. Not all the recommendations are going to successfully be hooked up to an actual appointment. Remember I told you it's a 90-day window plus or minus 45? Well, if today, the same day that Helen didn't make an appointment with me, I had this recommendation, I can go through here and double-click on each recommendation and send that message to that customer stating that we need to set up an appointment for service still. So you saw the idea here that using this calendar, I can go right there, I can look up appointments that were missed, and I can send reminders for recommendations. And when I click on that and I send that message out, again, I can go right to the quick message and go right here and let's see, services due. That'll send that message telling that customer that they need to make an appointment, get that recommendation taken care of for them. All right. So I just went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways of sending text. And here's what I want to share with you, and you should share with your guys. I did 6 different text messages. Isn't it possible that without me running through here, and if I didn't give you the description of what I was doing, to send 6 different text messages in less time it takes to dial one phone number, wait for it to pick up, let it go to voicemail, wait for the voicemail message, find out the full mailbox where it's not set up, or leave a message, then hang up and have the customer call me back and ask that I just called. And to think about it, you're saying less and getting more because, again, if you had that conversation, when they see JV Automotive come up, they want their car back today. So they're going to take a look at that, and, you know, if they have to do it during a meeting or whatever, they're going to make their decisions and send you back, okay, do it, you know, or whatever. So that's all there. And that's a really big time saver, having all those different options. And let me show you something else while we're here. All these pre-built messages you can build yourself. For example, these are all the messages that I have in there. There's that missed appointment one that I just used with that customer. So let me take it out and show you how easy it is to build one. So I just deleted it. I want to add a new one, and we're going to call it missed appointment. So you give it a name. This is where the typing comes in. And I might suggest that you do this in a Word program or something like that so you can check all your spelling and whatnot before you do it. That way you can just copy and paste it right in here. So we want to customize. And you saw how the software automatically customizes everything. Well, we use these things called wildcards right here. All these things that you see here will take information out of your database and put it right in that note. So the first thing we want to do, since this customer is waiting for that car, well, let's put their name in first. So you see clicking on that customer names there, and just put a space after it. So we want you to know your, and then I put a space, and then the vehicle type is next, right? So I go here and click on vehicle. It's in the shop now. I'll put a space, and you know what? I can put the shop name and shop phone number right there, and we will call soon. Just like that, I just built a message. I hit OK. I close back out to the main message manager window, and let's watch. Do this, quick templates, vehicles in the shop, and there it goes. Just pull all the information in that we put in there and is letting the customer know we're good to go. But that's as easy as you still get the idea how to build it, and you can edit anyone that you want. You notice I put the asterisk up front here too, because that kind of bumps them to the top when I go looking for them. It's going to put them up in alphabetical order. This team chat allows you to communicate from your computers up front and or from your tablets back and forth. And basically, it's sent back and forth from the front to the back. Whoever's sending the message puts it up there, types in whatever your message is, and then you hit send. And now this is in-house. It doesn't go out to your customers and whatnot, but it's a great way for sending messages like maybe you're having a lunch meeting, and you can send out that message that you're having a lunch meeting and look at the video that we're making right now. And when you click here, everybody that's on the tablet, everybody that's on the computer that has this set up to go on, that message is going to pop up eventually and let them know that you sent that message out. So you can use that to send communications back and forth with parts, questions about customers' cars, authorizations, etc. All that can be sent back and forth. So that's a great way of communicating with the guys in the shop. Your settings here. This is your phone number that they have up there. Don't abuse it. Do not use it. Do not use your texting to send advertisements and stuff because the FCC will shut you down. And these two pieces here, you might want to copy down because this key is related to that number there, and that's what allows your software to work. You said you're in Ohio, so you have a country code of 1, no big deal there. And the team chat notifications, having these two selected, it's going to allow those messages, that one that I just showed you, pop up on the screen right here. And going from light to dark, we don't have to save it here, but you can see the difference. The next screen, automation, automatically send and receive messages. Well, only one of your computers should have this turned on. This is the message manager talking to Lube Sticker Pro, and 7 days in advance of those customer appointments at 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon is sending this message here as a reminder to those customers, allowing them to reply with the letter C to confirm that appointment. Remember I told you that confirm shows up in there? Well, this is where it all comes from in Message Manager. So I'm going to make sure that this is checked. Now, the reason mine is not because I don't have, this is a demonstration computer, but one of your computers, only one, should have that checked. If you have multiple computers, you're going to send the same message out 3 or 4 times, or how many computers it is. Customer's not going to be really happy about that. This whole opt-out thing, even though your customer opted in when you did that first thing and you got yourself in the contacts, they may get tired of your text. So all they have to do is type STOP, stop, and send it back to your system, and it will automatically stop them from receiving text from you. If they decide that they want to restart, START, send that back to your shop, and they can restart it. But we always want to give them that chance to opt in or out. If you service fleets, right down here is where you actually can put the unit numbers in and the license plate number, so when you send a reminder out automatically, the shop that gets that knows what unit or vehicle it is by plate, and they don't have to go play a guessing game which vehicle it is. And last but not least, shop management here. This is going in to your database in your NAPA tracks and telling our software where to look for the phone numbers. So you go in there, and this is where it's pulling the numbers from, and you can see that's pretty straightforward. Once it's set, you should leave it and be. And again, save and close any changes that you made, and you should be good to go. So are there any questions about any of those setting screens that we just went through?
No.
This template builder is another way of getting there and building your messages. Okay, same thing that we just saw. Now, finally, the help menu. The how-to guide. If you click on here, it's going to take you to the document where all those little blue question marks are. This is the information from that document. So you can actually go in here and go through piece by piece and look things up. There he goes, all those wild cards that I was talking about. It gives you a full description of all this. So it's a great way of helping yourself if you're still having some difficulties after this class. And I understand this is a lot of information to cover pretty quick. What's new? Highly recommend that if you get a message when you start up Lube Sticker Pro or Message Manager or Report Pro that there's an update available, that you let that update happen. Because here's what we're doing for you is we're constantly updating this software. This What's New window will show you what the latest and greatest version of the software that you might have is right here, and tells you what's been fixed or what's been added. So there's a whole lot of things going on, and we're sending out updates on a regular basis. If your system goes down and it's not working, you've tried everything you could to make something work properly, click on remote support, put in your issue, whatever it might be, let's say not printing stickers. Click OK, and what this is going to do is put a little application on your PC that you're doing it from, and it's going to allow us to actually connect directly in. I'm not going to let it happen here, but it's going to allow us to directly connect to your computer like we did when we installed your software. And there, we're going to be able to get underneath the hood and fix it hopefully a lot quicker than otherwise be able to do. If you call us or email us, you're not going to have as much luck as getting right through here. We have guys standing by waiting for that. And this here takes you to our website. Again, it's going to give you access to all of our products, blogs, and again, if you need support, you can go right here and you'll see the resources. Training videos and stuff that I'm doing are currently going to be changing shortly. Here is where you can actually, another way of getting on letting us get into your computer and connecting to it. But last and least, highly do not recommend unless you have a lot of time, because there's a 24 to 48 hour, call us or send us an email. But this is the best method right here if you're not being successful in fixing things on your own by looking stuff up. And finally, I already alluded to this. I'm just in the midst, I'm kind of in charge of training here now. I'm just in the midst of just completing maybe about 100 short videos. As short as 30 seconds, no longer than 5 minutes, I'm calling them snippets, where if you want to know how to do something very specific in a product, for example, setting up your Lube Sticker Pro or whatever, and you want to know how to do that, all you do is go on, you're going to be able to go online and find the video that you want, go right into the program, and you're going to be actually able to do it and watch the video at the same time and learn how to do all these settings and stuff that I just showed you.